Alrighty, hello, how you doing today, Capricorn? This is your weekly reading. This one's going to be for Monday, June 16th through Thursday, June 19th. I will be back on Wednesday with the bonus readings to get you through your weekend. We're just going to pull cards and see what Spirit wants to talk about, or what they're going to say, what kind of energy we got coming through on this week, okay? All right, everybody, one more and then we're going. Here we go. For Capricorn. Alrighty. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Okay, folks, let's see what we got this week. Okay, we are starting with the Page of Cups. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. And the Tower. So this is your backstory or your recent past. Okay, currently I have you with the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, and the Death card. In the near future, we are looking at the Three of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Hierophant. Okay, bottom of the deck here is the Hangman. So the underlying current to this entire reading has to do with you feeling stuck, okay? I'm not sure yet why, but it feels like for some reason you're just feeling, I wouldn't say you're feeling trapped, but you are feeling stuck. Like there's just not a lot of motion in any direction, right? You're not managing to go forward, backwards, change anything. Everything just seems stuck, okay? The card at the center of your read, so from almost every direction it plays into the equation, is the Lovers. Such a romantic card, but not really. Okay. The Lovers, originally, in the original tarot, it had a lot more to do with confusion and with needing to make a decision when it comes to love, okay? So the two cards together would tell me that you are feeling quite stuck in a situation that you have a lot of emotion towards, at the very least. It looks like it's quite possibly some sort of a romantic entanglement that has you feeling so stuck right now, okay? All right, so we'll see how these two play in as we go. Let's start from the past. We'll start with what's your backstory going into this reading. So we've got the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Tower. Okay, the Tower's in the challenge position. So let's see. So Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. The one common factor that the two of these have to me, anyways, is both of them are pages. Pages being, it doesn't matter how old you are now, but it's like if you can think back to what you were like at 15 or 16. That's kind of how pages come across to me. So they're the two pages being here would tell me that whatever this romantic situation is, this entanglement that you are currently stuck around or whatever, however that works in, okay? This was a situation where both of you, you and the partner here, you had like unrealistic expectations about what was going to happen here, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody gets to that point, you know, until they are together long enough to grow up, right? I feel like you're presenting right here as the Page of Cups, quite possibly. Your partner looks to me to be presenting as the Page of Pentacles. If that's not right and you have to flip or switch it, however that works for you. The Page of Cups is somebody who has they're not terribly grounded. They can get lost sometimes in fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a bad thing, right? That's what makes people imaginative. That's what makes us do half the things we do in the world is, you know, thinking of a great outcome that maybe isn't always grounded. Page of Pentacles is a little more grounded. They're trying to build some sort of a foundation to build on top of. But both of you in this situation, it looks like, had very unrealistic expectations of what was going to happen as far as being a couple went, okay? Maybe this was 20 years ago. I don't know your situation, or maybe it was last week. But whatever it was, this is where we're growing from, okay? Then you get the Tower. So obviously whatever the two of you had built, okay, wasn't built on a sturdy enough foundation, and it came tumbling down. In a great relationship, that could happen 5, 6, 8 times. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what it's all about then is you guys rebuilding, okay? That's how that works. But it looks like here in the not-so-distant past, you have been through another tower falling down. So things came crashing down for one reason or another, okay? This is your backstory. We couldn't change it if we wanted to, okay? But this is what's affecting the rest of the reading, because however this played out is what's affecting the rest of the reading. Now we go into the current. So currently I have you with the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, and the Death card. What this tells me is that there was some kind of dishonesty in the past, okay? And when somebody is dishonest, or you're both dishonest, however that worked out, it feels like somebody was dishonest with you. It makes you wonder and doubt everything you know, right? I mean, you don't know what to believe anymore because of whatever this dishonesty was. So right now, The focus here is on the sword of truth. Okay, you need truth. And it's causing there to be turmoil within this partnership so that there have to be decisions made, right? There you go. There's very much so uncertainty or chaos surrounding this situation right now because whoever it was that was deceived is feeling like they can't find anything to hang on to. They don't know what is real and what's not anymore, okay? What that causes with the death card then is that everything here has to change. It has to change. It can't go backwards, so you can't unsee or unknow the things that you now know, right? You can't change the fact that the trust has been broken at this point. Can it be rebuilt? Absolutely it can. Okay, that's something that you make a decision to do and you rebuild it, right? But right this minute, what is certain is that it cannot go back to being what it was because that didn't work. So there's a whole transformation taking place right this minute. That's why you feel stuck, I think. Not only do you have to wait for the other person to be on board to go through this transformation, but at the same time, you have to decide you want to too. Okay, so I think the stuck part is trying to make up your mind on whether or not you feel like you can rebuild this trust that's here or missing, and whether or not you want to go forward. Okay, I'm going to run out of time if I don't hurry. Okay, what do we have in the near future? Three of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Hierophant. I actually do see you taking a gamble on this and trying again, but you're doing it from a place that is much colder than it was originally. Can you warm up? Yes, of course you can, but you're going back into this very defensive is what I see right here, but you are still going after whatever is the higher level of commitment that the two of you had. I am like out of time, guys. I'm going to pull 3 cards and then have to do the days of the week. Behind the Hangman, I had the King of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Well, the King of Swords is the divine match to the Queen of Swords. Possibly this person has always come across much colder than you. Now you're going to meet them on that one tit for tat, right? With the Four of Pentacles, this is all about holding on to things from the past. In this situation, it's going to be holding on to the fear of more dishonesty or holding on to the pain in the situation. To really be successful here, you're going to have to let that go, but it takes time, period. I'll get 3 more, then I got to do days of the week. 8 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, but it's reversed, and 9 of Pentacles. Okay, I don't take reversals normally, but this time we will. 8 of Wands would mean that whatever's happening, the communication coming towards you right now is fast, and it feels almost like love bombing. Somebody is desperate because they're afraid you're not going to give them another chance is what's happening. With the 7 of Pentacles, this is where you decide how much you still want to invest in this. Right this minute, you have not decided yet whether or not you want to continue to invest here. That's what's got them on pins and needles. 9 of Pentacles, you have found a sense of freedom and independence in this thing falling apart that you're not sure if you want to give up. So that's where the push is here. Okay, sorry, I got to do days. Monday, we've got 10 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. You're not making any real motion forward or trying to settle anything because you're starting to view this as a heavy burden and you're not sure if you want to go forward. That's what we're saying. Tuesday, I have 6 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. This dishonesty or whatever the lies were in this have made you feel like that, like nothing they've ever said is truthful. You know what I'm saying? That's what the reciprocity here is about. If this was a lie, how much of it was a lie? That's where you're at on Tuesday. I can't lie, this looks like kind of a tough week. Wednesday, I have 6 of Wands and the World. Wednesday is all about a cycle closing, okay? 6 of Wands, we're talking about there being public recognition. So if people don't know what this deception was or what's happened to this point, it looks like people are finding out on Wednesday. And all you know for sure is that the way things were has to stop. So that cycle's got to close for a new cycle to open, whether it's with or without this person. Thursday, I have the 7 of Wands and the Knight of Swords. You want the truth, period. That's all. You're tired of the BS. And 7 of Wands, you're very defensive. So even if they give you the truth, it's debatable on whether or not you're believing it, okay? It does look like a tough week. However, I feel like you're very powerful this week with this 9 of Pentacles. I really do. I feel like you've stepped into your power. So it's tough on one hand, but I feel like you have more than enough strength right now to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So the toughest part of this is over. That's already happened. It's just going forward and you deciding what you want to do at this point, okay? All right, I hope this made sense. Sometimes I talk too much. I don't know if it makes sense, but that's what I've got this week. Okay, you guys? No matter what the cards say, go out and make it the best week you possibly can. That's just the great mantra to have, right? I will be back on Wednesday with bonus readings. I'm here every morning with the energy check-ins. If anybody wants to check those out, that's it. Take care. It's going to be okay. Okay? All right. Take care. Thank you.